Sugar Bear from Sugar Bear in the Morning, Hot 103.5. What's going on backstage? So exciting right now. Golden One Center. You see the guy right next to me. It's a pleasure to meet you, man. Ed Sheeren.
Pleasure, man. Sugar Bear is the best name I've heard.
Thank you. That's cool, right? My name's Jason, but people call me Sugar Bear, so you can call me Sugar Bear.
Awesome, Sugar Bear.
Welcome.
It's such a cool name.
You're like, now we got to give you a nickname too.
I feel like I'm gonna tell people my name's Sugar Bear after we leave. I'm
the
just
red
like,
Sugar Bear. Everyone that I know that has met you said that you're just the coolest cat, and you are. You can just tell by you're just cool and laid back. Is that important for you to just be, you're who you are, but to be just so casual and cool about everything?
Yeah, I don't know. I've never had to. Everything I've done thus far has worked, and there's never been a point where I'm like, I have to change the way I act, or like, I was having this conversation with my dad the other day because in interviews I kind of like, if you ask me a question, I'm not gonna lie, like I'll answer it, and often when stuff's put in print it looks really bad, so I'll be really honest, and then things will get picked out, and then these headlines will come, and I'll kind of get shat on at a high height by these people being like, how dare he say that, and my dad's like, you should be more careful with what you say. But I think like the reason I'm in the position I'm in is just being completely open, and like I can't always get it right, but I think the moment I start trying to, if you were coming in here and Dan took you to one side and he gave you a list of questions you couldn't ask, which I know happens with
sometimes
artists.
We're very limited.
Yeah, you get briefed before it, and I think if I start doing that and it starts going wrong, then like you only yourself to blame, basically.
Right. I heard that you were in town last night at a bar serving drinks. Is that true? Yeah. See, we heard about that. A friend of mine posted the picture on Instagram, so I saw it and was like, "Yo, you're behind the bar slinging drinks."
Yeah, it was good. I got a tip as well.
Nice. You got a tip?
Yeah, I put it in the tip jar, but yeah.
Nice. What drinks do you make? What's your drink? I mean, you like Jägermeister, right?
I can't drink it anymore, man.
Oh no?
No, really weird, man. I used to have Jaeger bombs to start and end my night. I used to go out, get 5 Jaeger bombs lined up, and go and then go out for the night. And the other day, I hadn't had one in a couple of years, and it was like it looked like a boomerang because it went in and then it came out like instantly, like just threw up. And I was sober, completely sober. So Jaeger can't do it anymore. I've reached the point that my body can't take anymore. Like I gave up smoking recently, and I think it was on a night out where I'd had smoked like 70 cigarettes, and then you wake up the next day like, and your body reaches its limit, and you just can't do anymore.
Then you're done. Okay. Well, now to have a drink, I'm glad. I almost brought you Jaeger too, so I'm glad I did.
Thank you. Well, someone would have drunk it.
Yeah, somebody. Let's talk about the single, man. Castle on the Hill, doing great. Absolutely love this song. The video is amazing. I got to ask you about the person that plays you as a young Ed Sheeren. It looks just like you.
He goes to my high school.
That's amazing.
What was weird with that is there's a comprehensive school in the area that I went to, and they were like, right, we're going to shoot this music video and we're going to like cast in London, and I was like, just go to my high. Like there are kids there that they live in the town, and you're going to be filming them doing the things that I did when I was their age. Right. So like, and they went in, and there's a guy in my high school who looks exactly and
redhead and everything. Like
and when I spoke to him, I was like, is it a problem? Because like you're in my hometown. He's like, yeah, people do think I'm you sometimes, and it's just weird. It was such a coincidence we found him.
It's a great video. I love it. And all your friends at the end, right? You guys sitting there in the circles at all your homies, your buddies, right?
Well, my homies and buddies are all grown up and working the city now. All of that lot were my friends' little brothers.
Okay. Oh,
so like
we're getting the secrets here.
I know. Awesome. So like my best mate Doug's little brother Rory was the one sitting next to me.
How's the tour going out? You added some more cities and all of that. Tour's going great, right?
Yeah, we're moving into stadiums next year, which is like I never thought I'd break America.
You're doing stadiums, like, dude.
Yeah,
that's
let alone crazy. And it's like we haven't announced them yet, so I can't really talk about it.
Okay, we're not talking about that.
But it's that they're proper stadiums. They're ones that like.
I already know.
That you see and you go, I don't know how someone can sell that out.
We don't want to name them, but you're going to sell some tickets.
I'm excited, man. Yeah, it's the first, like, I've done stadium in UK before, but it's the first time I've done like a stadium in France and Germany, and like it really feels like something's happening. It's good.
It's pretty awesome. Got to talk about my favorite song, The Erasure.
It was never meant to be a pop song. It was really weird. I did a gig at a homeless shelter over Christmas in 2009, and I met this girl called Angel, and kind of went back to a little student flat in Guildford, and I was kind of thinking about it, and like, you know, I grew up in the countryside, so like my exposure to the world is kind of seen through a little keyhole, because you're like, I live around farms and stuff, and like the worst thing that happened in our area was there was a serial killer, and that was like a huge thing. But that was like one thing in 100 years.
Right.
And so when I moved to London, you're exposed. You're basically just instantly dropped in the deep end. I was like 17 at the time, and like living with strangers on their couches and stuff, and like obviously like everyone's really friendly and nice, but you see stuff you've never seen before. So that was the first time I'd really seen like addiction and the way it affects people. So when I got back to the student house, I was kind of sitting there like, fuck, like I really.
Do songs kind of just come to you? Or do they?
Yeah, well, I was kind of like, I had this like. Yeah, I had basically in England, drugs are put into classes based on how much prison time you can get. So marijuana is like, I think it's class B now, but it was class C. So if you get caught with marijuana, that's like a 5-year sentence. Class B would be like, well, it's now marijuana, I think, but that would be like 10. Whereas class A is like crack cocaine, coke, heroin, and that's like heavy sentence. So I had this play on words that was like, she's in the class A team, as in like she's in the A team, but she's in the class A team.
See, that's knowledge right there. A lot of people may not know that. I didn't know that. That's great. I mean, now I'll even listen to the song differently. You know what I mean?
Thank you.
Just having that.
But having that rhyme, and it was like daydream, 18, and it just kind of like, and then I quite liked the line about gaining the upper hand on someone, and like she could have, but she's
like
just,
right
but
there.
she's just
under the upper hand. Think about that, ladies and gentlemen. That's so prolific to me, man. I think it's one of the best songs in history as far as I'm concerned. I think,
thank you, man.
50 years from now, they'll still be playing that song.
It's a weird one, man, because I remember when it because I made the video for like nothing, and then signed a record deal, and like I expected when you sign a record deal, you kind of get put up in a big studio, you re-record the A-Team,
right.
They put a big budget in the video, and it was kind of, I got signed to a record deal, and the momentum was moving so fast that the song just went on radio, and the video went on TV, and then suddenly it was a hit here, and then it kind of went across, and I'm in boardrooms in pop radio stations in America, and they're like, why are we going to play a song about a homeless prostitute? And I was like, I don't know why anyone has. But yeah,
you believe in your product.
No, I do, but man, like that's not a pop single,
right?
At all. And it worked out being that.
You think that's the one that really put you like?
It broke me worldwide everywhere.
Yeah, for sure.
There was not a country where that wasn't a hitting, and it's the weirdest thing, because it was a song I wrote in 20 minutes in a house that I was living on the sofa of, and then kind of just forgot about. I was like, okay, cool, that song's done. And it was I just did not expect that song to do anything.
So awesome. And now we are a hip hop station, so I got to ask you about hip hop as far as your favorite three. Can you name your favorite three hip hop artists? I mean, there's a lot of good music out there.
J. Cole for me,
prolific, right?
Yeah, I just think like that Born Sinner album was a constant.
You know all the words, right? You probably can flip some lyrics.
I'm a born sinner.
Oh, look at that, man.
Better than that, swear. Yeah. Who else? So, I mean, I think Eminem was obviously the gateway into me discovering Dr. Dre, Biggie, Tupac. Like that was like, I'd never heard hip hop in my life, and I was like 8, and my uncle had an Eminem CD,
and you were like, wow.
And he was like, listen to this, and then from there, because he had all those featured artists, then you go, oh well, who's this person, and then that kind of opens the gate. So he would definitely be on there. And I love Biggie, like I like, for his humor and his flows, and the way that like he kind of rhymes stuff that you're like, it sounds so simple,
right? But the way he turns it back, yeah. Our co-host Yaya Martinez is a big fan, so she's gonna love that. I got something for you. I got to give you something. Let's get. Can you hand me that, please? Cool. In that bag.
How about your top three?
My top, Eminem's up there.
Oh, do you know what? Game as well.
Oh, you like the Game?
Game, yeah.
Shout out the West Coast.
No, Game.
The Game. I like him. The documentary, I think, is one of my favorite. Yeah.
No, but he just put out that 1992 one that was, and then he had one called Streets of Compton that he just like. But I think the tone of his voice, the choice of his beats, and the way that he flows, because he's a proper chameleon as well. Like, I remember we did a tune, and it was just after Kendrick had done Control, where he said, I'm the king of New York. And so we did this tune, and he kind of adopted this Biggie flow where he's like, cigars and memoirs, I'm in charge, feeling whippers when they're 3, 5, 7 from far. He's like, Game's like got his own style, but he's also such a chameleon where he can, like, if he just wants to tip the hat to someone, he can do what everyone does. And
his voice does change a little bit. I know exactly what you're talking about. He adjusts. I think Kendrick does those. He's one of my top 3.
And I just love the passion and anger in it. When he did that Bigger Than Me tune, and it's just he's just angry at the world, and he's like, yeah.
I love that Ed Sheeran loves hip hop, man. Right here, Hot 103 Friday, gotta love that. All right, so I got you something real quick before I got you a T-shirt. It's a Sugar Bear in the Morning T-shirt. Jay Mars and Yaya Martinez are on this shirt, as well as I. But there's a redhead. He's a redhead like you.
Yeah?
Yeah. So,
look at that.
That's yours, and
Thank
that
you
can
very
be you.
much.
If you want to replace him, you can.
Amazing. Very much.
That's yours. And then here's some Sugar Bear socks.
You got Sugar Bear socks. This is when you're winning, man.
Now you got Sugar Bear. Now here's the cool thing about this.
You're winning.
We collect socks for the homeless for every November, and we have a company named Waddle and Friends who made these for us. We would give these away for people who donated socks for the homeless. So that's why we have these socks, and I wanted you to have some of these because it means a lot to me, because we try to help out in the community.
Of course, man. Thank you so much. That's a really good thing as well.
Ed Sheeran.
We never got on. We're called down.
Okay.
We never got on your top 3.
So my top 3, Eminem, I would put up there for sure. He's not number 1 in no particular order, but I'm a big fan of Jay.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of Black Thought of the Roots.
Yeah. See,
I think he's underrated.
I was having this conversone with someone.
Underrated.
I was having the conversation with someone the other day. He should be in everyone's top 10.
He should be. When he's on the Fallon show and they go to commercial and they play, I want to hear what he does, the freestyles that he does while everybody's in commercial. He's the truth.
Really good. He's Big Sean as well, man. I feel
Big Sean.
I feel like we're not mentioning Kendrick just because it's kind of.
I mean, it's automatic.
Yeah, it's automatic.
He is who
but
he is,
he's I think recent ones they're.
Oh man, you got Rakim.
I think Ghostface though, man. Ghostface is my of that era. I think Ghostface is my favorite.
And then you like Jay-Z, right? I mean,
but
that's automatic.
He's in the Kendrick conversation for me.
It's automatic. But there's so many hip hop artists out there, underground or not, in the spotlight, I guess.
I got played this guy the other day called Lucky X.
Lucky X. Okay, I had to look him up.
Benny Blanco, who made this album, he's so on new, like he played me ASAP Rocky like ages ago. Like he's on it. He signed Tory Lanez. That's
okay, got it. Okay, X.
Oh,
okay.
you know that song then? Yeah.
Good song.
Yeah, just like really, it's I really like it. Really like it. It's a kind of it's a very unique way of rapping. It's just kind of. I guess in the similar vein to Kodak, in the sense it's a bit like laid back.
Oh, kind of laid back. Okay,
but it's a different. I think he's not. He's. Really,
no, he's saying the music is kind of like, well, I mean, this slow because it's the new millennial music, if you want to call it. The hip hop is very kind of dragged and slow beats.
Yeah, but then
60 BPMs, 55.
But then you also have artists like Logic who can
incredible artists. Met him. He's an awesome dude. Like he's a true artist.
Yeah, that was a weird one. That was I was just in a mate of mine's car in London and they were playing this album. I'm like,
who is this?
Yeah, who is this? Yeah.
So you love discovering new artists, like in new hip hop.
Music. I find hip hop's. Hip hop to me is more exciting because everyone's got a different story to tell. Like in my world, in the singer songwriter world, we all kind of do the same thing. We just write a song over 4 chords and try and make it catchy. But like rappers, like I'm interested. Like there's a video of Kodak Black when he's like 14, where he's actually like flowing like
right.
rap, like it's kind of how old is he now? Like 18, 19?
Yeah, he's young.
And he's just telling this whole story, and you just kind of get like sucked into it. And I think that's what's so exciting about discovering new people is you find out about them as a person. You don't really ever know about like Prince. Prince is a phenomenal songwriter, but there's so many questions you have to ask, like what's this, what, like, whereas I know most things about Jay-Z, even Jay-Z with this 444 album, you kind of like he explains his whole life.
He explains everything. Yeah, he breaks it down. Not everybody can do that, though.
Such a good album.
It's such a good album. It's a true hip hop album for sure. Have you ever met Prince? Did you ever meet him?
Yeah, but
how cool was that you got to meet him, man?
It was really weird because I walked into a party. And basically, sorry, Mark, sorry.
Yeah.
I walked into a party and with my cousin, we'd snuck in. It was a Oscars party and it was at Madonna's manager's house.
Nice.
And Rita Ora was going. She was dating Calvin Harris at the time, and she's a friend of mine from England. She's like, I'm going to this party. Do you want to come? And I was like, I'm definitely not on the list. And she's like, well, Calvin's on the list. This before he was like,
oh really?
And she's like, he's a DJ. No one knows what he looks like, so just say you're Calvin Harris. So
I
kind of like walk in sheepishly, and basically like go over to the bar and then bump into someone, and they turn around and it's Paul McCartney, and I'm like, oh hey, and he's
how
like,
you doing?
And he's like, hello, and he was talking to Prince, so I was kind of just like, hey man, like nice to meet, but that's the only time.
That's it. Okay.
That's it. Yeah. But yeah.
Big fan. Okay. I know we got to go. Ed Sheeren performing live tonight, man. Thank you for the time, bro.
Thank you.
You got a lot of support here at Hot 103.5. We love what you do, and hope you come back again.
Nice one. Thank you.
Sugar Bear in the Morning from Hot 103.5. Here we go again.